Graduation on Wednesday, okay? Thursday's a golf tournament, so they need the money by Momentum Monday. So by Monday, which is the next thing I'll talk about, but if you're golfing, I know you said you wanted to golf, right? So you'll Venmo me?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna golf? So you're gonna bring it? It's 150?
I can Venmo you?
Yeah, or just bring it to Momentum, and yeah, we'll put it together, or Venmo, either way, and then we'll put it together, we'll get our forces together. Anybody else plan on golfing? No? Okay. So we're doing that, and it's cool. I mean, shoot, even Art was just talking about it. He got partnered up with Eric Gemalita last time golfing, one of the golf tournaments, and you're out there for 4, maybe even 5 hours, depending on how long the round is. We play best ball, so even if you're not good at golf, you're not gonna be chasing around your crappy shots. It's like everyone takes a shot, and then you go off the best shot, and then everyone shoots from that spot. So it ends up going a little quicker, and your score's gonna be a lot better. But it's fun. The main thing is that we're out there having fun, and it's the associations, it's the connections, it's the contacts, it's the mindset. Think about it. How often do you hang around someone making $200, $300, $400, $500, $1 million a year in WFG? How often do you have conversations with these people?
I played with Eddie last year.
Eddie last year, right? Yeah. So I mean, you start thinking about this stuff, and I go to the tournament every year, even if I don't feel like golfing. And I golf a couple times during the year, but I enjoy it. But it's just being out there with the teammates, it's being out there with the other leaders and stuff like that. And there's a lot of camaraderie. We had a great time. What was that? That was just last year, the one we did with Pedro and Gary, and that was cool. That was a lot of fun. So. Okay, so we have that. So that's so Thursday is the golf tournament. Thursday night from 6 to 10 is the qualifiers meeting. Does everybody know what you need to get into that meeting?
Yes. Yep.
What?
10 and 10, 5 and 5, 3 and 3, or 1 and 1.
Okay, who's qualified either last month or this month already for the qualifiers meeting? 1 and 1, 3 and 3, 5 and 5, or 10 and 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you haven't qualified yet, you got to get qualified. You got to do 1 and 1 by the end of the month, at minimum, just to sneak in the door at the end, because they're letting in 10 and 10s first, then 5 and 5s, then 3 and 3s, and then I think they let the 1 and 1s in like right when the first speaker goes up. They like sneak you in the door like right at the last second, but you're in. You're in. So I would fight tooth and nail to get into these kinds of meetings. Even if it's, and you're like, well, it's just a meeting, I'm just gonna hear, this or that. No, if that's your mindset, then you're thinking all wrong. For me, I've always tried to get into every little thing because you never know what thing that you might hear that can inspire you. You never know, you might hear something that can make an impact in your life. An example, or a story, or someone getting recognized, or whatever. Whatever it is, anything and everything, you always want to be in every little situation. And I say things happen for a reason. There's a reason why you need to be inside that meeting. So you got to look at it like that. You know what I mean? Put yourself in a position to win or be exposed to something that can make a positive shift in your business. Sound good?
Yes.
All right. Does everyone plan on qualifying? Is anyone that doesn't plan on qualifying? Everyone should, right? Okay, so let's all plan on that. Friday's an all-day session. I think it ends at 6. We're going to be doing team dinners. We're doing a team dinner. So there'll be, we'll get you details on that. That's Friday night because it ends at 6 and there's nothing that evening.
I have the schedule if you want to read it off.
I know it.
Okay.
I pretty much know it. So Friday starts at 8 a.m., goes to 6 p.m. There's a break in the middle. We will have days that there are certain shirts that we have to wear, so we'll be going over that as well. So you can have your base shop shirt, and then I think one of the days we're going to wear our black Team Dominate shirt too for our team. And then Saturdays we have a breakout from 9 to 2. I know JR has his own breakout too. So we have a breakout from 9 to 2. Then there's a break. In the middle there, we have cocktail hour before the gala. So at the gala, make sure you have your tuxedo, you have your evening gown, your dress the part. You want to dress the part. You want to look sharp. You want to take good pictures. Some of you guys will be walking across stage and getting awards, and getting recognized and things like that, so you wanna be a part of that as well. Have fun, have fun. This is designed for you to go into this event and come out a changed man or woman. You know? So already start to put together your 2018 business plan. You're gonna need to furnish that business plan to your SMD, right, to your SMD. Going into the event, you should have your 2018 business plan ready to roll. Your financial goals, your business goals, personal goals, fitness, whatever it is, all your goals of what you plan on doing next year. Okay? What else? Momentum Monday. Momentum Monday is this Monday. That's from 9 to 1. 9 to 1 this Monday. It's in Brea at the Embassy Suites. Okay? Once a month. This will be the last one this year because there's not going to be one. I don't think we're doing one next month, they said, right? There's not one next month because we have New York, we have Wolfville, New York, and then Tony Robbins, so it just kind of conflicts. So this will be the last Momentum Monday of the year. And then we'll go into next year, ready to roll, okay? So that's this Monday, that's in 2 days. Brea Embassy Suites, if you can make it there, highly recommended. We'll be, we'll all try to sit together, right? We'll save a couple rows where we're all together, and that's that. Any other announcements or things I'm missing? That's the main thing. We have a BBC retreat also, if you do 10 recruits this month.
Are we gonna do another toy drive this year?
Yeah. You know what, I wanted to kind of do like a food drive too, like food and toys, or maybe a combination of both, but definitely the toy drive, I think it's something we've done 5, 6 years now.
6 years.
6, this will be the 7th.
Yeah.
So this is the 7th one, which is kind of cool. Last year, we actually went to the,
Rescue Center?
yeah, the rescue center, the Corona Rescue Center, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool, spending time, I brought Tatum over there too, my son, and we were able to give out toys to, families that are just they lost their home for whatever reason. These are good people, it's not just like, they're not just like bums that are just trying to just not do anything. These are people that, based on circumstances, just need a little bit of assistance, need some help. And so it was kind of cool because these families have kids and stuff, and imagine being in a center, and your family's like in a center, like being fed and kind of having a roof over their head, but not really living in a home, especially during the holidays. It was kind of cool to put smiles on the kid's face, and talking to them, and hey, what's your favorite toy, or what's your favorite this, or what do you like to do, and getting to know some of the kids and some of the families was was pretty cool. We had a few of us go out there. It was pretty cool. So that's always an option. We've done the Children's Hospital before. We've done a few different things. We've gone to the neighborhood, so it kind of depending on we can kind of coordinate with whoever wants to kind of help out or be a part of it. We can coordinate that. We kind of almost every year, it's almost kind of a last minute thing, but on Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving, we've in the past we've done a turkey bowl, we've done a football game, and so we're thinking about doing that again too. We'll have to get a location, and so anyone that wants to participate, usually do it early in the morning, so that you have family, doing the turkey thing or whatever. But we'll do a game. We can even do a weekend thing or something like that. Later on. But so stay tuned. If anyone, would anyone want to play football in here? Okay, so 1, 2, 3 people. Okay, so 3 people. Okay, I'll get with Mike Betancourt and his team, his group, and Josh and these guys over there in Riverside, and Colin and Adam and a lot of these guys, and what's his name, Lewis, and all these guys have played before too. So we'll put our team together, and then we'll get together with their team, and we'll do something probably right here in Corona Riverside or whatever. It's a lot of fun. So we've done that for several years. It's always been cool. If you don't have cleats, you just go buy them.
Too aggressive, I'll hurt myself.
Well, what we've done in the past, I mean, we've done both. We've done tackle, we've done two-hand touch, we've done flag, I mean, we've tried it all. We've tried it all. And then I think the last couple of years, it's been a hard two-hand, because the two-hand is like, you know, you barely graze, I'm like, oh, I got you, like, dude, you didn't really stop me. I mean, you touched me, but, you know, so now we do a hard two-hand where it's like, unless you really get a hold of someone, like, they're gonna keep going, you know? So it's not a physical tackle, but it's the next best thing, you know? Because sometimes touch is just a little too, I got your shirt, like, dude, I didn't feel nothing, dude. You know? But if you grab me, then okay, you got my arm, okay, you got me, you know?
Two-hand takedown.
The flags were cool, but then what would happen is the flags would rip, or people would tuck them in. People would tuck the flag, yeah. You tuck the flag in, and then next thing you know, to rip the flag off, it rips their whole drawers off, dude. Like, this thing's coming off. All of a sudden, they're like dangling the string behind them. But no, yeah. So it's fun. It's fun stuff. I think only people got hurt a couple times. Couple bloody noses, no big deal.
You got a policy, it's all good.
Whatever. Yeah. And make sure you got that LP in place just in case. Any permanent damage.
Chronic,
Any permanent damage, you know, you want to make sure you're covered. Anyway, okay, so anything else I'm missing? Announcements? Okay, so we run a system, right? We run a system where if you do 3 recruits in a month, you get a BBC a pin. You're not wearing your pin today, but you got recognized for it last month. You did? Never got recognized for it? Okay, so I owe you one. Okay, so we could recognize you for it. So I thought I gave it to you. I never gave it to you? Okay, all right. So we do a pin system. If you do BBC 3, you get a pin saying you did 3 directs, right? So we got to have guests and recruits to be able to get 3, right? So these guys got their white pins on, right? They did 3 last month. So if you do 3 in a month, you get a white pin, and then when you do BBC 10, you get a red pin, and then you start following this Base Shop Builders Club, okay, BBC. And so this has been a building tool to utilize in your business to help you just focus on, you know, bigger numbers, you know, 10's the magic number. And so we're doing a retreat this month. We're doing a retreat for, you know, qualification is for November. That if you do 10 recruits, then you're going to go out with all the builders to a place that we're going to, you know, finalize and get dates and everything on. But it's going to be awesome. You know, we did one last year and it was great. Was it last year or the year before? It was last year, and it was a lot of fun. And so we're going to do that again. And so that's for November. But one of the things I wanted to touch on, and I'll kind of transition into training here, is you know, keeping things simple. You know, every Elite Academy we've had a speaker that's over a $500,000 earner. And this last class we had, well, this whole fall class, we've had some powerful speakers. I mean, some of the best speakers of the company. I mean, some of the best leaders that the company has. And some of the messages were incredible. And one of the things that this last guy was talking about, Steve Holbrook, was consistency. For one, he says, "Hey, I've never been a superstar," and that's kind of my story too. You know, you never really. I mean, there's people that spike and they really, you know, real highs and lows, and there's people that are just consistent. And so he's been a consistent type of, you know, performer. That's helped him build a great business. But we were having a dinner afterwards with the top performers for that week, and he was talking about just building and doing things. And he talked about a super simple system that he's been using, that he got from a guy named Raja Dhaliwal. You guys have heard of Raja, right? Mm-hmm. So Raja, 7, 8 years ago, was a taxi driver. Mm-hmm. And this guy's now over $5 million a year in WFG.
He can do it anyway.
Yeah. And so this is a guy who's, you know, wrap matches his tie, you know, no matter, everything, his turban matches his, tie. Yeah, he's like, dude, it's money, like burgundy tie, right, exact, it's like, he buys it from the same spots, the same fabric, same silk, same material, you know, and he's on point, but big old long beard and hair that hides up in that thing, they don't shave, they don't cut their stuff or whatever, and, you know, and he has that accent, and this guy's, you know, has 1,500 people, you know, that are all doing a simple system, and I want to share it with you guys, and you know, and I'm not here to change everything up, but I think simplicity is the key to growth. Sometimes I think we overcomplicate a lot of things, and keeping things simple is so important. So Steve was in this is when they were in is it a Fiji trip or no? Fiji, and then they did the one to Australia or whatever. Anyway, he was at one trip, and he says, he goes, hey, we're getting a lot of recruits, but we're not tap rooting. This is a guy who's got a pretty big business, big recruiting numbers, big base shop, big super base, like tops in the company, like right there with Olsen, I mean, you know, or bigger, okay? And he goes, I have a tap rooting problem. I'm getting a lot of recruits, but my recruits aren't getting recruits. And so he's like, just, you know, and I mean, kind of the same way, you guys realize that 3330 like started like in Hawaii, a conversation with me, a guy named Patrick Bet-David who left for PHP, and Ed Milet. You know, that's where like 3330 like started, like I mean, I still have the paper. I literally have the freaking paper. And 3330 started with just like chicken scratch, you know, literally just like, hey, how do we get people going faster, you know, and all this stuff, right? So 3330 came about. You know, it was like, hey, this is an accelerated way to get the promotion, but it's a quick way that in 30 days that you can start building momentum, right? And so I tell you that for a reason, is that that's never going to change, right? 3330, if you guys can just kind of look this way real quick, 3330 is a very simple building block, right? Let me use a different one because I can't see that very good. There's black in here. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, so 3330. So that has to be a monthly thing. This is a monthly focus here, 3330. Monthly. If you're full-time, you got to do 3330 every single month. If not, you are slowing yourself down in the business. I'll tell you right now. Your business is slowing down. It will eventually stop. You won't have a business, or you at least won't have a team, unless you're doing 3330 every single month. That's the key to your growth. Okay? So now, we all know that, right? But sometimes 3330 people go, shoot, I'm having trouble getting, you know, one, right? Or shoot, you know, I don't know a lot of people, or whatever the case may be. So anyway, these guys are talking, and through a conversation it wasn't just this last Australia trip, he broke it down, but I guess he had thought about it, was kind of coming up with something, and basically broke it down to like the most simplest thing. And I'm gonna give it to you guys right now, okay? The simplest thing. So it's called 117. It's 117. And he calls this, again, we're not going to change everything overnight, but when you really think about it, it wouldn't be hard to really implement this, or add this to our fast start, or even make this replace our fast start. So he calls 117 the system key. It almost sounds funny, but it's literally like a key. It's like a key or whatever. I don't know what a key looks like, but you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like a key, and it's a pin. It's a pin that you get. This dude's got 1,500 people with a system key. What's 117?
One recruit, one app in 7 days.
Check this out. You become a client, that's your one app. So someone gets recruited. Someone gets recruited. So he says the system key, so the system key unlocks the system. So this gets you into the training, this gets you, this is your focus. So you become a client and you get a new agent. So a new recruit and you become a client. That's it. In 7 days. Your first 7 days. Now, check out what happens with this. Check out what happens with this. Watch this. Simple stuff, right? Well, how simple is that?
Yeah.
So, Byron gets started. Hey, Byron, we gotta do 117. You gotta become a client, you gotta get a new teammate in your first 7 days. You do that, you get the key that unlocks the system, training, we get you going. What happens when we get this new recruit?
Same thing.
They gotta become a client, they gotta get a new recruit. So what happens? You start tap rooting, right? Because now this person goes and gets one, then that person gets one, that person gets one, and they all become clients. System key, boom, boom, boom. Right? Now, you go, okay, well then what? 1-on-1's not gonna be, you're not gonna get financially independent doing one. No, everyone does one. Now they get licensed, right? First 30 days, they get licensed, okay? Faster is okay, but the more and more we actually did more when people took longer to get licensed than when they took shorter to get licensed. You know what I've noticed is someone comes in, it's like, hey, get them licensed right away, then they don't focus on getting out in the field or recruiting people because they're too busy freaking trying to take their tests and get licensed. So trust me, when I say like, you start having conversations with people that start thinking big, start thinking like system and duplication and long-term vision, we're gonna put something together where it's like, you gotta do 117 just to even to get into licensing. Because now think about now what you got, right? Hey, you gotta become a client, you gotta get a new recruit, then we'll put you into licensing.
You gotta qualify.
You gotta, yeah, I mean, because think about it, you guys. How many people are you recruiting and then they get licensed and then they're not, they don't even show up to BPMs because they're studying. Or they're not bringing guests because, well, I've been focusing on studying all week and I haven't even confirmed anyone. Or, hey, I can't do an appointment because it's the only time I have to study. Or whatever excuses they come up with. By the way, you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. You can still recruit, field train, and study and get licensed all at once. You guys realize that, right? But most people don't understand that. They go, well, I'm not going to make money until I get licensed. I got to get licensed. Well, how about we get you a team? Let's get you protected and saving money. Let's get you a team. Now let's get you into licensing. Okay? So anyway, you're licensed. Now, the next 3 months, what he does is 5-5-30. So 3-3-30 to get your associate promotion, and then 5-5-30, and 5-5 is 5 recruits, 5 apps, which come out to 15,000 points, and you do that for 3 months. Now you're MD. That equals MD contract. Okay? Now, these aren't even directs, this is team. These are team recruits. 3-3 is personal, but 5-5 is team. 5-5 is team. So you and your team got to do 5 recruits and 5 apps and 15,000 points. You do that for 3 months, that's 45,000 points. You got 15 recruits. I'm sure out of 15 you can get 5 of them licensed, especially if they become right? If they get system key, right? If they become a client, they get a new recruit, now they jump into licensing. Now they're at least building some kind of momentum, right? And it's a new recruit. It's not their cousin. I mean, unless their cousin comes to BPM and really signs up, but it's not just coding someone for a promotion, it's just running the system, so they bring someone in. So now, what details come with this? you gotta do an FL, right? So in the fast start, you gotta do an FLS, right? To get the 1-on-1 for system key, you gotta do an FLS. Why is that important to do that up front? See, some people miss out on that. They go, well, I don't want to do the client thing up front because then they think I'm just trying to sell them. No, you guys realize that the reason why we do the FLS first is so that they see what they're going to be doing. You got to pre-frame it the right way. You got to pre-frame it the right way. Hey, I'm going to show you what it is you're going to be doing for people, but I'm going to put you in the client's shoes so that 1, you see value, you see that you need it. 2, you see what you're going to be doing for other people, right? And you're going to see how easy it is that I do it, and you're going to see value in other, you're going to see the value in it that other people that can benefit. So there's a whole psychology behind the whole thing, but it has to be pre-framed the right way. Right? Some people are afraid to turn their new recruits into clients right away because they're afraid, like, well, if they quit, it's going to charge back. No, they gotta see what it is that they're going to be doing. Because how many people come in and they go, well, I've been coming back, I still don't really know what I'm going to be, I don't even know what I'm doing. No. Hey, I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I go out on appointments. I show them that first. Then, how am I going to get a new recruit? Do I just go, hey, we're going to code someone? No. We're still going to run the system. They're still going to do a list. Right? We're still going to do a top 25 list, right? To identify who their first recruit's going to be. We just got to do a client and a new recruit in the first 7 days. That's it. Now, every recruit does that, and then now they're, right, $3,330 to get reimbursed if they want to do the reimbursement, thing, or $5,530 for 3 months, and now they're an MD. And the right ones do this. The right ones do this. I can give you a long list of people in their first 3 months license that hit MD. Their first 3 months. Shoot, Art, when Art came over here, you guys were at another office, you guys came here, and 3 months later, what took you guys how long over there?
Over there 4.5 years.
4.5 years. And then came here, and in 3 months were MDs. Right? The right person. Now, you just got to have a little bit of potential. And what's that potential? Your ability to want to talk to people, your ability to believe that what it is you're doing really helps people. Your willingness to talk to people you know. The reason why people aren't winning is that you're not willing to talk to people you don't know, or that you do know. Or they shoot you down and you're not more convinced than them that they need it. They close you on why they don't. They close you on why they don't want to sit down with you instead of you closing them on why they do. You get someone in here that goes, shoot, I'll get in front of anyone. I believe in this. I'm ready to rock and roll. That's an MD in 3 months, is it not?
Yeah.
How many months did it take you to hit MD?
It took me about
2 months.
2 months. Yeah.
Right? Came in, got licensed, put some points up, got some licensed agents. First 2-3 months, MD. Right? It's just a focus. It's just a lock in on the fundamentals, man. That's what it is. And we know some of these things, but it's just keeping it simple. It's keeping it simple. So one of the things I wanted to share that with you guys. But I think one of the biggest things that we face is really our confidence in making calls and prospecting and things like that. Okay, so I think that's something that we always have to work on. I mean, the real whatever you want to call it, it's the building blocks of our business. We can go into product knowledge right now, but is that going to help us get more guests here on Tuesday?
Nope.
Are you going to get wider by going through the illustration training right now? No. Do we still need to go through that stuff? Yeah, there's a time and place for that stuff. But if we're going to be marketers, if we're really going to be builders, and you want to see think about it. If you had 5 people on your team right now, you'd have appointments every week, like consistently. Shoot, if you had 1 or 2 decent ones, you'd have appointments booked, right? You'd be booking out appointments, right? Don't be afraid to go out on an appointment. Especially if you're still in training, don't be afraid to go out on appointments. You got to get through those quick. The faster you get out on 10, the faster you're out on your own. the faster you're gonna build that confidence. It's like you're afraid to take a shot in a basketball game. You don't take, you know, they say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? If you don't shoot it, it's never gonna go in. Kind of the same thing. You don't make a call, you're never gonna get you're never gonna get a yes. You don't prospect someone, you're never gonna get someone that's gonna say, yeah, I'm interested. Right? Time is around.
Game time, man, you're ripping it, let's do this.
10:25. Okay, so here's what we want to do. I want you to think about right now, what is there an objection that you can't overcome, that you lack confidence on? Like, what are you not clear on when it comes to like a phone call? Like if you call someone, what's something that right now it's your deepest fear right now, that if they ask you that, you don't know how to answer it? Right? Think about that. Think about that. What's the one question that you're dreading people ask? And then, funny enough, it's probably the one that always comes up. It's the one that every time you make the call, it always comes up because you're thinking about it. You right? It's almost like the secret, right? I'm not a big secret person. I'm not into burning incense and candles and all that kind of stuff. But the secret really does work. Law of attraction is really real.
Yeah.
It is real. But at the same time, you got to do the work. Right? You can't just, hey, I'm gonna have a big house. I'm gonna have a big house. I'm gonna have a big house, and then don't do it and just sit on the couch all day. You're not gonna get the big house, right? So it works to a certain degree. Because hopefully you think about it, you start going to work on it. But what's the one thing that maybe you feel is holding you back when it comes to objections or a call or talking to people? What's one thing? Write down that one thing, and then we're gonna go over it. What's that one thing? Yeah. And if you don't have one, just say, hey, I got it all down. I got it all down. There ain't nothing anyone can say to me that I can't overcome with confidence. Okay? Yeah. I don't have one. But I'm sure there's people that do. So what's the one objection? Yeah. And that's what we're going to talk about, is kind of throw something else out there that maybe you know what you would say, but maybe you go, I want to hear what someone else maybe would say about this, that, or the other. But what's that one thing?
What they say, oh, you won't care about
You got one?
Yeah, when people are already biased against Primerica, and they're convinced that you are Primerica, or not Primerica, but you're very similar to it. Like, it's hard to go across that.
Okay. So give me a scenario. You're calling someone and.
So, are you Primerica? How are you different from Primerica? I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard for me to come up with a scenario.
All right. So here's the thing. All right. So here we go. I'll come up with a scenario for you. So Vance, it just sounds like this is one of those Primerica things. I mean, I know you said it's not Primerica, but I mean, how are you guys different from Primerica?
Yeah, that's the scenario.
No, that's what I want. No, so this is how we're gonna learn, because I want to hear what you would say. So what do you say?
I don't know what to say. I try to use the scripts, but I kind of choke.
Okay, so let's role play. I want to hear what you would say if we were on the phone right now. So Vance, it sounds good, but you said it's financial stuff, right? Is this like Primerica?
It's similar to Primerica, but it's like, see, that's what I kind of run into.
Yeah.
It's
I
in
think you're
Primerica,
overthinking
and
it.
yeah, exactly.
You're overthinking it.
Overthink things.
Okay, because you know the difference, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Primerica sells one product. We're a broker for a number of different products. We work with a lot of different companies. We're not trying
Now
to
it's coming
sell
out.
you our one item. We're going to analyze your needs and fit you with the best group.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, how exactly does that work?
Let me show it to you.
There we go.
What do you
Go
do
right to
on
the appointment.
Tuesday or Wednesday, or Wednesday
Boom.
and Thursday night?
There you go. See, you can actually overcome your own stuff just by doing it. Isn't it funny? Like, someone will come to someone with a problem, but you know the answer. You know your own answer. So you know the answer. Sometimes you struggle with getting it out.
Yeah.
The delivery.
Delivery.
Okay. I think that's a great example to use. But if someone has a negative, one of the things I would do before going into, we're a broker, they only sell one company, is I say, do you have experience with Primerica, or have you been exposed to it, just to feel them out? Because they could be, yeah, I kind of know what it is, I dabbled in it, or they can have a really bad, reference. If they've had a really bad experience with Primerica, then I'm quick to say we're nothing like them at all. We got to get together. Oh, dude, are you serious? Not even close. Let's get together. If they go, I kind of have an idea, I was insurance licensed before, I know they recruit, but blah, 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 whatever, and it's kind of mild, then I say, hey, there's more differences than there are similarities. They are financial services, but that's the only real similarity there is, that we run it completely different. You know what, why don't we get together? Because, so again, I want to find out what their experience is. Because they go, oh, I went into an office and blah, blah, blah. I go, but you've never been to my office, right? Man, it's completely different. I'd like to really get you the right exposure, because not every office runs the same, kind of like in sports. Not every sports team's the same. Would you have a bad taste in your mouth, about the NFL if you went and got drafted by the Cleveland Browns compared to getting drafted by the New England Patriots? Do you go, oh, the NFL is no good because I started with the Cleveland Browns? Or, well, what if you started with the New England Patriots? Would you think different about the NFL? Yeah, the experience would be different. Or whatever the team, I'm just saying, a good team versus a bad. But you know what I mean?
That's my team, watch it.
Right? The Cleveland Browns, sorry. Well,
R.I.P.
We all know.
That's ideal.
Well, you could be the Broncos too, it could be it could be worse. It could be the Broncos.
They won last year.
They won last year?
Yeah, the Broncos. I mean, the year before that they won.
They won it, yeah.
They've had a few wins.
Yeah, years back. But my point is that when the Browns get rid of a quarterback and then you pick them up, that means you're pretty bad.
Yeah.
I guess you're giving them another shot, but nonetheless, when Osweiler isn't good enough for the Browns, and then you go and he's from Ohio too. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. Anyway, from Ohio.
I'm sorry about that.
From Ohio and Dallas Cowboys. Well, Ezekiel Elliott would be sitting down for a little bit, so nonetheless. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not about that, but you get the analogy, though, right? It makes a lot of sense. If you started with a crappy team, it's not about the industry or that. It's just you're with the wrong team. The wrong team. So you got to get in front of the right team. Hey, I don't even, so even with someone with WFG, so kind of same way. Is this like Primerica? Someone goes, oh, that's the same reaction I give if someone goes, oh, I did WFG before and something negative. Then I go, same thing. I go, oh man, it's completely different now. Oh, so how long ago was that? Because again, I'm feeling this whole thing out. Same thing with Primerica. Oh, I did that. Where and when? Oh, it was like 5 years. Oh, completely. First of all, we're completely different than them, and let's get together. If it's, oh, I did WFG, well, how long and where? Oh, it was this, that, man, things are completely different, and oh, I don't know anything about that office. All I know is what I'm doing and what we got going on, and it's great. Man, you know what? If you've been introduced to it multiple times, it might be a sign. They say things happen for a reason. Maybe there's a reason why WFG keeps falling back in your lap. Maybe there's a reason why everyone from financial services is reaching out to you. Maybe you're supposed to do this, but you just had to find the right company. Well, here we are. Let's get together. Right? So again, you got to be able to push through. Now, a couple unwritten laws. You can't say the wrong thing to the right. Well, let me rephrase that. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You can say the wrong thing to the right person, though. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes no matter what you say, the right person's going to go. But sometimes it's better to be good at the words. You get lucky and say all the wrong things, and the right person will still jump on and still be fired up.
Like Cash, like you told everybody it was a scam.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he didn't even know really what a scam was, and he started telling everyone it was a scam.
What?
He goes, it's a scam.
It's a scam.
Because he didn't know what a scam was,
And you still
and
remember
so
it.
people, he Googled it and saw that people had said it was a scam, so he thought scam was like a good thing. He was like telling people, hey, I got started in the scam. I mean, so think about your warm market.
All right.
Hey, so recruited people.
Wow.
So here's the thing: you say scam to someone that's like, oh, hey, whatever, they, and when you're out the other, but they're looking for opportunity. Who knows?
I'm gonna check out this.
Okay. Hey, the scam I got started. All right, but that's a good one though. That's a good one. And here's the thing: how often are we hearing that? How often are you hearing that? You hearing that a lot?
I've heard it multiple times.
A lot?
Yeah.
Multiple times? Every
You
day?
hear it quite often.
Okay. So here's the thing: get more confident in your response, and those go away.
Yeah, that's true.
The last time I heard someone say, "Is this like Primerica?" Years. And I don't know, maybe I just don't, I hold so little, like, significance to it that when they say it, I just brush it off or blow it off, like, are you even kidding me with this, and let's get together, or yay or nay, and then next. What else? That's a good one, though. That's a good one. That's a good one. So you need to be, you gotta be more certain about what you're doing than they are certain that they're gonna object to it. Confidence is everything. The more certain person wins the conversation, right? What else? That's a big one. That's a big one. What else is there?
I don't really have any problem with, worrying about the rejection, I kind of passed all that. But I think what I catch myself doing sometimes is thinking too much about the phone call before I make it. How's it gonna go with, instead of just calling and just flowing with it,
Yeah, it's, put yourself in a frame of mind that people need us more than we need them. And so when you come from a place of like as a servant, like, hey, I'm gonna do you a favor kind of a thing, like, I'm offering you opportunity, I'm offering you a solution, I'm offering you hope for you and your family. Even if you, even say you can even say a quick prayer, or whatever before you make a call, if that helps. Seriously though, it does put you in the right frame of mind, because then it takes pressure off of you that you have to get the result, because that's what happens a lot of times. You go, oh, what are they gonna say, what is this and that, it's like, you know what, it's kind of the same thing, we're looking for people looking for us.
Yeah.
So, you do the best you can, and if it works out, great. If not, then so be it. You're not gonna beat yourself up over it, because that ain't gonna help, get you where you wanna be anytime sooner. And so, having that kind of frame of mind too, I think helps. Okay? That's good, yes. Don't overthink it, man, just do it. Let me ask you guys a question. Who has numbers that they've gotten right now? Who has numbers that they can call right now? Like numbers that you've gotten in the last week on your prospect list or whatever that you can call right now. Okay. So here's the thing. That should be everybody. If you're in WFG, you should have numbers you can call right now. The reason I was asking is I was going to offer that you guys can give me give me a number and we can put on speaker and call right now. We can call right now. So I'll do a couple calls. I'll do a couple calls, and then we're gonna do the last 20 minutes. Last 20 minutes here for we're gonna do a phone zone. Last 20 minutes. Last 20 minutes we're gonna make calls. But here's one thing I know. I was just listening to Rich Thawley, and I have all my personal development on a shuffle right now in my car. Personal development, and then some music like sprinkled in between, right? So I'm hearing like Rich, Monty, Art Williams, Anthony Robbins, Steve Siebold, Relentless by Tim Grover, and then and then a song or here and there, all kind of like, all kind of trickled in. And even just yesterday, one of the tracks was Rich Thawley. And he's just like, some people do a list one time and then that's it. And your prospect list is supposed to be a living organism, right? You guys have heard me say this before.
Yeah.
It's a living organism. It's something that it has to have growth to it. You have to be adding names and numbers to your list. If you're not talking to people, if you're not getting referrals, if you don't have a list right now that you can access right now to make calls, you're not in the business. You are fooling yourself to think that people are gonna come to you. Right?
Yeah.
Or to even think that the ones you have on your list is the end all be all. Hey, 7 to 10 people to become financially independent. Well, I did my top 25 and I'm gonna make the most of it. No. You think you're gonna get financially independent just off your top 25? No way. You're lucky to get some experience over the phone. You might get lucky with some experience on a couple of appointments. You might get some experience that someone comes down to the office and we put them through the interview process and they do a tour, they experience the BPM. You might get lucky and get some experience on some objections when they pick up. You're gonna get some experience when most of them don't pick up. Just the fact that you gotta make more calls. But that's all you get from a top 25. You're not gonna get financially independent with people you know. And you're not gonna get financially independent from the same 25 people that you put. You're gonna get financially independent from the 25 numbers you got last month or the last 2 months. You're gonna get financially independent by adding names and numbers consistently to a new list. That make sense?
Yes.
It's not gonna happen from the list you have right now. You're gonna get a couple recruits from the names and numbers you guys have right now are gonna yield you a couple recruits over the next 90 days. If you're following up and if you're going through it. But if you want to maintain years of new recruits, years of KTPs, years of promoting associates and senior associates and MDs and SMDs, you're going to have to consistently get new names and numbers. How you do that, completely up to you. I like prospecting. Some people like doing other forms of things. It doesn't matter. Referrals, however you're getting people, it all ends up being about the same. It's a matter of preference of what you feel is going to work best for you. End of the day, right? So, does anyone want to have a number?
I have a number 50.
Hold on. So, who is it?
Jacob, I'm at Jacob in Yard House. He actually works for Kaiser, and he says he's open to sitting and having a conversation. Older gentleman from Africa.
Older gentleman from Africa, Jacob, works at Yard House, or you met him? Works at Kaiser, met him at Yard House, when?
Met him Tuesday.
Last Tuesday. Okay, what's his number?
951
951
719
719
9407.
9407.
How old is he?
He's probably about my age, about 40 some countries.
I hope so.
He actually, what he does, he buys bulk stuff from Lowe's and Home Depot, like the appliance, get on one, and he takes it and he auctions off too. He does that on the side. So
The Yard House in Temecula, right there?
yeah.
Alright. Jacob? Jake.
Please leave your message for Jacob.
Jacob, hey, this is Nick Lancaster with Transamerica Financial Advisors. Just giving you a quick call. You ran into one of my business partners down in Temecula, I believe over at the Yard House. He told me you guys had a great conversation. I just wanted to touch bases with you. We're expanding, opening up new offices and stuff, and just go and give me a call when you get a chance. I'd like to kind of chat with you here for a few minutes. 909-772-0945. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye. Hubert. Hubert.
Hubert.
Hubert.
Humphrey?
But he's
Okay,
a,
Hubert,
he's
okay.
a 40, like probably mid-40s Hispanic guy, hotel manager at the Hampton Inn. He's actually gonna be the manager at the new Doubletree. He used to be a Shiloh Inn. So he's been a hotel manager for 25 years. Met him in a Target in Ontario on Thursday at 6:15. Got a Ferragamo belt on. He was sharp.
Said he's open.
Said he's open. I said I'm looking for some bilingual men, mid-40s, early 50s maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
310
310
621
621
3635.
3635.
I left my phone phone with the cash register.
Hubert?
Hubert, yeah, try Hubert.
I'm gonna try Hubert.
Right.
I think the H is silent.
Just
It's
say
like betting in
broken.
court. It's like betting in court. Betting in court.
The signal kind of broke.
And that's what he typed in?
Got me quick on the
Yeah,
spot.
it's with,
Okay.
That's what he
Hubert.
told us, I can translate it.
Hotel management for like 25 years old.
Hotel management, you met him at Target
Target, Ontario. This past Thursday.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking for Spanish speaking men.
Hubert, this is Nick Lancaster. You don't know me, but you got a quick second? Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, hi, my name's Nick. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. You ran into one of my associates, Reggie, 2 days ago over at Target.
I can hear you. I really can hear you.
Is this better? Okay, great. Yeah, I was calling you because you ran into one of my business partners, Reggie Whiteley, over at Target on a Thursday. Absolutely, man. I hope your morning's going great. Hey, real quick, 'cause I know you're busy. I'm a really busy guy too. He was talking to you about what we do in the finance and stuff, and he had mentioned to me that you were bilingual, and I guess you're in hotel management. Gotcha. Very good. I wanted to see what your schedule is like, where we could set up a time to get together and meet. What city do you live in? What city do you live in? Ontario? Okay, so you're in Ontario? Okay. I'm in Corona. Would you be available Monday or Tuesday, like late afternoon? Not, I don't know, his service or mine.
We heard him too.
Hello? Hubert.
There you go.
Hubert, this is Nick. Oh, that's okay. Hey, what's your schedule like Monday or Tuesday, like early evening, late afternoon? So you go in at 8 and you work 10 to 12 hours right now? Man, that's some commitment right there. Yeah, that's the job, huh? Absolutely. Well, Reggie said some great things about you and said you were obviously open, to doing something, bigger or different potentially. And I don't know if necessarily you're the right fit or not, but yeah, I mean, if you're available the next few days, like I said, Monday or Tuesday, you said you were, I mean, what's that?
Place Hubert.
him on the phone, you got him on the phone. I can call him tomorrow and call him the next day, bro. It's not. Yeah, man, you keep breaking up. Yeah, this is my mobile. Okay, I'll just follow up. Yeah, I'll follow up with you. Okay, alright, bye. Bye, you too, bye. Seems good, I mean, he's calling me back, so, he's a good guy. It's just, I don't know, I'm having trouble even understanding him right now, because like, cutting out. Keeps cutting out. He said he's gonna email, he said he's gonna text me his email, but I'm not gonna email him or anything. I'm gonna delete the email. I'm gonna delete it. I mean, I'll store his number and save the email, I guess, but.
He says he's open, he's sharp guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing, you guys. The same call I'm making is the same call you guys can make. You know? Actually, matter of fact, the more that I make the call, I'm just doing it so you guys know that it can be done. Right? But the more that I make the call is the less you're getting good and overcoming your own things of you not doing it what you need to be doing yourself. Right? It's one thing to do something for someone, it's another thing to teach them and get them confident doing it on their own. And my son's 7 years old. So, you know, when you have kids, you start to realize there's things that they still need help with, and there's things that you expect them to get done on their own. It's kind of the same thing. Raising kids is like raising a team here. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, dude, all right, you got to get yourself dressed, you got to bathe yourself, you got to brush your own teeth, you got to do all that stuff. You can't continue to do that for a teenager. Can you imagine? So kind of the same thing. You know, we're all here. So anyway, I don't want to take up any more time just because I want to, let's make calls the next 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. We don't have any guests. It's not like we're waiting for guests to get done. But take a good 15, 20 minutes right now and start to make some phone calls, start to line up some activity. Now, when I talk about activity, it's getting people in here on a one-on-one. One-on-one or BPM. You're like, well, we need more guests. Well, shoot, if you book one-on-ones Monday and Tuesday during the day, guess what I talk about when I meet with someone one-on-one on a Monday? Coming back to BPM on Tuesday. They do an interview on Tuesday, a one-on-one. I say, hey, even great, man, you start now, you start training tonight at 7. Come back, your shirt and tie, you know, if they're not already dressed. Hey, the same way you're dressed right now, come back at 7 o'clock, we start training. Or, well, I'm not too sure. Great, you know what, I can't even make that decision right now. The next step is to come to an overview. If you like what you see there, we could do a formal interview. What time is that? 7 p.m. All right, yeah, I'll be back at 7. Great, now you got a confirmation. Started off as a one-on-one, but now it's a confirmation. And then that's a guest, whatever. We good?
Yes.
Hey, here's the thing, you guys. Don't take this stuff lightly. Like even from last Saturday, we went out and prospected. How many of you guys during the week went out and got more numbers? Okay, some of you. Some of you guys just, it sounded good. You're like, okay, well, I don't want to be the only one not raising my hand. But no, seriously, you know, you gotta take this, you gotta really implement this stuff. There's a difference between you being where you're at right now and you getting to where you want to go. And you only fool yourself. I mean, you can't fool yourself. You try to fool everyone else. Hey, no, I'm doing it. Hey, I made calls. Yeah, I got numbers. But I like what Holbrook said on Saturday at Elite. He goes, man, you know what? Some of the biggest decisions I've made are the most the times the most. I forget exactly how he worded it, but he says the time that he looked himself in the mirror. Some of the biggest decisions that he made and things that he did differently was based on conversations he had with himself in the mirror. Because you can't lie to yourself, you guys. I mean, you lie to yourself, you're just, that's not good anyway. Yeah. You can lie to everyone else, you can put on a facade, but at the end of the day, you know what you're capable of doing, you know what you need to be doing, and you know whether or not you're doing it or not. So let's get after it. Let's start making some. Let's make some calls. We'll get some activity, and then we'll meet back in here before we break. Okay?
I